Hey everybody, welcome. Let me know if you can hear me and that the audio is good. It should be, but I want to just make sure that we're live and everything's well. Welcome to impromptu random stream because I wanted to get this done. I've had this case for a while, like a few months, and I've been putting it off. And it was time to build this and swap my components. So yeah, let me know you all can hear me, and we're gonna start swapping components over from this garbage into the amazing case that is behind it. Awesome, thanks Shrimp Father. Okay, so I don't even know what this case is here, this Corsair whatever ITX garbage case is. Not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of most modern ITX cases. They're either too big or they don't have great airflow, and this one is both of those. So I'm going to be getting all of my parts out of here, and we are going to be putting it into the black case behind it. Does anyone know what case is behind this? Curious to see if anyone can tell me what case is behind this. It is still regarded as one of the best cases that has been made. And I still think it's the best case ever. But I'm curious if anyone knows what that case is behind there. Okay, so I think we're going to take out my GPU first, get it out of the way. This is a 2080 Ti. It's still an awesome card. You can get them really cheaply, and they're still a beast. I mean, there's not really a point to upgrade, even today, in my opinion. This is still an awesome card for gaming. Maybe not the greatest if you play like 4K and stuff like that and want everything, but still a pretty awesome card for sure. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I've had a few of them. I've had a few of these cases. They're pretty hard to find now. It came out in 2009, so it's like 15 years old almost. There we go. Oh, I got another screw in there. So yeah, about 15 years old. And yeah, they don't make them like they did back then. This is a Silverstone case. There we go. Here's my... I did blow this out with some my electronic air compressor whatnot, so it's pretty clear, but pretty clean. This is just an EVGA 2080 Ti. Still a great card, like I say. We'll set this over here. But yeah, this is a Silverstone Fortress, the TF02 specifically. So still one of the best cooling cases, and also one of the best acoustic cases as well, as far as noise level. They had foam padding in the panels. You'll see once I get rid of this case out of the way, the cooling system that's in this case. They're very heavy duty. It's a large case, but it's built very well and it has really great cooling. So got the GPU out. I think now I want to get out this power supply. So this is an SFX power supply. So I did print out an adapter for SFX to ATX power supplies. Again, one of the awesome things about 3D printing is you can just really quickly 3D print out an adapter. My power supply did come with one of these, but I don't know where it is, or I lost it or something like that. So not a big deal. So I think what we're going to do next here is I'm going to unplug all of the cables if I can get to them. Get this big motherboard cable out of here. Okay, that looks good. This is still pretty dusty, even though I gave it a good dusting. I think I can actually pull the motherboard out now, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do is pull out this motherboard here. Yeah, this Corsair case is just, I'm not a fan of it in the slightest. It's bulky, it doesn't cool very well. It's expensive for what it is. The cable, like the peripheral routing, is really dumb. It's a pain to plug everything in and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to get it replaced, get it out of here, go back to the old school good stuff. Should be like 5-10 minutes. We should have this case out of the way. You can get a better look at the Fortress. And I just got one more screw here somewhere. There it is. Tricky to see. I think that's the... Should only be 4 holding this guy in here, so we'll hold the motherboard up. Yep, there we go. Now can I snake it out of here? So again, this computer is not anything special. This is a Ryzen 3800X. Still does great. Still an awesome system. It does everything I need it to do. It's got 32 gigs of RAM, mostly because I need it for CAD. I have a low profile Noctua. Actually, no, this is a knockoff Noctua L9i cooler. Still keeps the temps at 60 degrees. It doesn't really need anything crazier than that. So, and then I've just got a 2 terabyte M.2 hard drive in there, of course. Modern, nice modern, fast hard drive. So I'll set that motherboard over here. And then to remember how this power supply comes out, I think I got to get rid of this top. And then get rid of this power cable. And I think I can unbolt. I thought this came out, if I remember correctly. I think it does. Yeah, I think these bottom, I think this power supply cage comes out. What's everyone doing tonight? I have a lot of 3D printing projects that are going to be coming up on the channel, so definitely stay tuned. I've got some secret projects that are going to be coming out. I've got some cool stuff in the works. Don't worry about 3D printing stuff. I just, this is my second week at work. I finally got a job, so this is my second week officially working, which is nice. So I have a little bit less time, but that's okay. I don't know if I actually need to take these. Okay, maybe I do. I feel like these are the power supply screws and not the cage, but we'll find out, I guess. Yeah, it is the power supply screws, but that's okay. Thank you. Yeah, it was time. I wanted a regular source of income. I mean, YouTube's not going anywhere. I'm not going to change anything about that or anything. But I'm not really ready to make a living off of YouTube. I just don't have that big of a channel yet. But I'm just going to take these, unplug these for now. So I did spend some money, if I remember correctly, and I bought this Corsair 750 watt. I think this is a gold or platinum power supply. Definitely a nice power supply for my system. So set that power supply over there, and I don't think I need anything else, but I am going to put those screws back in this power supply cage, which I know does come out somehow, but I'll leave that up to the new owner for the case. I'm not going to mess around with that or try to figure that out, but I just want to get this case out of the way so we can see the real good stuff here. All right, so yeah, modern ITX crap going out. I'm gonna set this over here for now. And we can take a look at the Fortress in all its glory. So let's just get this out of here. So yeah, hopefully you can see the case. I'm gonna try to move this over a bit. I know it's a little bit dark, unfortunately, but this is the Silverstone Fortress. So you can see these giant 180 millimeter fans here on the bottom, and the motherboard is actually rotated 90 degrees. So all your cables are at the top. So hot air rises. It naturally works with rising hot air. This is an awesome case. It's huge, as you can see. There's 2.5-inch bays here. There's 2.5-inch bays here. Like, it came out in 09, right? It's an old case, but it's still a beast, and it's still just a really well-built case. My motherboard is going to be tiny in this thing. But cooling is going to be incredible. Like you can see, there's my motherboard in this thing. It's going to be hilarious, but we're going to have tons of airflow, and my other case was not getting it done. So I do, however, need my shield, my motherboard I/O panel out of this thing. If I can get this. Oh, I don't think I installed it. And that is fine. So yeah, it's a really cool layout. Great design, still holds up really well today. It can fit some water cooling and stuff like that. It's just a good it's a good way to do a case. So yeah, we're gonna bolt this guy up here. I just need to see if this case uses coarse thread or fine thread screws for its standoffs here. Sometimes they're coarse, sometimes they're fine, but I bet you this is coarse. Yeah. Modern cases I think use fine thread, but these older cases use coarse, it seems. So we are going to go with the coarse thread screws. We'll mount up the motherboard and you can kind of get a better idea on the dimensions of this thing, the scale of it all, as it were. If I can actually do this. I think I'm going to try to get this one here first. There we go. I'll just hold that like that for now. I hate fan noise with computers. Even though these are giant 180 millimeter fans, they don't need to spin that fast. They have quite a lot of airflow for, you know, their speed, of course, because they're so big. So I definitely prefer that. But you can definitely see how small my motherboard is. The case that I have, the Corsair case that I have sucked. It was noisy. It had no airflow. And it was just, yeah, it was a crappy ITX case. So I'm going into this case because it's my favorite. And I want a quiet computer that runs really cool. So just like that, really easy. So like all of our cool air is going to come up right over top of the motherboard and right out the top. Same thing, our video card's going to be right here. Cool air is going to go over the top and bottom of it and right out. So really, really great there. I don't know if I have enough fan ports on this motherboard, so I'm probably going to have to get like a fan adapter, I imagine. I probably won't be able to run all three of these. I technically don't even need to run this back one. It's mostly for drive cooling. So I want to kind of get these front fans connected up if I can find my fan headers on this guy, my free ones that is. So there's a chassis fan up there. I should have one more fan. Chassis fan 2. Okay, so I've got 2. So this is not going to reach. This one will reach though. I know which fans are which here. I'm not 100% sure what's what here. The previous owner of this case had like so many SATA cables and stuff on this thing. I don't even know. I'm going to just plug that into there. Hey Mitsubishi, thanks for stopping by. So we got that. I think I can untangle this other fan connector if I take the back off, the other panel off here. So let me see if I can do that really quickly. Yeah, it should just be these screws at the top here. So take this back panel off. Get more access to some things. But you can see the foam here. Like look at the foam padding that these panels, so like pretty decent, like 3-4 millimeter thick foam padding for acoustics. So very, very nice. This case was $250 in 2009. It was not a cheap case. So what I want to do here is see if I can figure out, oh yeah, we have lots of room here. That will give me much more room to plug in my fan. And then up on the top here, you can't see, but there is my controls for my fans. And yeah, this is a little ITX motherboard for this case. But yeah, I want maximum cooling. I'm not going to build a new computer right now. There's nothing out there that really speaks to me as far as components and stuff like that. So I'm just going to keep the parts that I have. I don't know. I'm missing the one of these front plates here. I might 3D print one of those. But I really do like the brushed aluminum like front to this. So possibly. I did 3D print a power supply adapter for my SFX power supply to be able to go into this ATX one. So I did 3D print an adapter for that. But yeah, as of right now, I don't really need to 3D print a whole lot of stuff for this. Can I get... So this is for like a hot swap drive bay thing, which I'm not going to be using any 2.5-inch drives right now. So we can, or 3.5-inch drive, I should say. So we got a 2 bottom fans plugged in here. Now there is this upper fan here, which would be nice to have as well. I just don't think I have a third fan connector. So I will have to get like a splitter to run that, or an adapter. Nothing right major, but so I have my 2080 Ti here. We could probably mount this guy up now just to get it in place, and you're going to be able to see again why the case is so nice as far as like airflow is concerned. And I'm going to have to move that bracket down, which is fine. So we'll move that bracket. And it's going to be nice too because all my USB ports are up here now. So easier for me to plug in peripherals and whatnot. And then all of my peripheral cables and stuff like that will go out the back top slot here. So much easier to plug this in, and my cables can be shorter. They don't have to go all the way down to the bottom and into the back like that other Corsair case. So that's going to be a big improvement as well. So let's get this guy plugged in here. So I can fit it in here. There we go. Like so. And what do I want to use here? We'll use a so there we go. So there's a 2080 Ti video card in there, and it's going to be cooled really well by this big 180 millimeter fan just blowing cool air right over top of it. The card can breathe really well in here as well, so that's a big advantage. So we're good to go on that. And yeah, this is just going to sit under my desk on the side, right? Like I don't care how big the case is. So this is a nice heavy aluminum case with nice side panels that have like that sound deadening on them. So the next thing that we're going to be doing here is the power supply. So I need to get my adapter. Hopefully my power supply cables are going to be long enough, but they should be. It's mainly the GPU cables, but they are pretty long already. So we'll attach my 3D printed power supply adapter here first. Make sure I flip this around to the right orientation. So we're just gonna find some screws for this. So there's our 3D printed adapter there for SFX to ATX size power supply. And then we are going to pop this in here. Again, lots and lots of space. Actually think I want to move one of my screws here is not where I want it. This one. So it's going to bolt up like that. Just perfect. And then this printed one has threads already in the print. So my ratchet, my Bamboo X1 Carbon it's got to have close to 3,000 hours on it, and it's running perfectly fine. As long as, I mean, nothing's worn out on my X1 Carbon. I think it really depends on the brand of printer and like the components used, most likely. So that could be a factor for sure, but most parts you can replace relatively easy. But yeah, like you say, the parts are definitely replaceable. Assuming that printer's still like in production or whatever. But you can always mod it and use modern parts if it's older. I definitely do that quite a bit. Buy like older, what I would call vintage printers, and I like to kind of modernize them. I'm going to be doing that on my channel here coming up as well. I've got an old FlashForge printer that I'm going to put Clipper on, and IDEX is the idea. So I definitely have plans for going forward with some stuff like that. But yeah, print time doesn't matter a whole lot, really. Now to hold this and get it all bolted up. If I can. There we go. Power supply is all mounted there. And there's there is an intake in here for the power supply. So I've got 3 DaVincis in the farm all running Klipper. Yeah, nice. What's cool is buying like really expensive old printers, like back in the day when like a printer was like $4,000. Usually they had like an all steel frame, like really, really high quality motion components. It was the software and firmware which was not good. Nowadays you put Klipper on it and you have a really incredible machine for the money. Power supply is all good to go. All right, so yeah, we gotta basically route some power, and we're pretty good. I actually thought about it. There was an old Stratasys printer for sale on like Facebook Marketplace, and I was going to. Pretty hard to find those, and a lot of them are pretty unique. No, my X1 has an AMS on it, and I personally don't like that style for multicolor. I think more tool heads is better for multicolor. So eventually the idea is I'm going to have just a 2-head IDEX printer to get my feet wet with it, and then Pegasus, which Canrog is doing, is going to have Stealth Changer. We're going to mod Stealth Changer so that it works on Pegasus and have like 4 tool heads, so you can do 4 colors at once. And I think having a tool head for each color is better, quicker, less waste. I think that makes more sense, but I guess there's pros and cons to both. Really depends on your nozzle ratchet. You can print much higher layer heights and different layer widths depending on your nozzle size. You can certainly print 3mm layer heights on most printers. 3mm is usually the max. Unless you have a 6mm nozzle or an 8mm nozzle, then you can go even thicker layer height. But then that's a pretty thick bead of plastic, and you need a lot of cooling, especially for PLA. So there's trade-offs. Okay, so this is my PCIe cable. Get rid of these. And I need to plug these in. I think what I'm going to do is lay this case down flat is going to make more sense. I'll try to get a camera angle for you guys to still be able to see it, hopefully. So let's lay this down. Without breaking anything. Okay, and let's see if I cannot just raise this up for you all here, and then just angle it down. You can see a little bit. So we can start running some cables here. Let's do this one here. So this is my video card cable, I'm pretty sure. So that's peripheral and SATA. So GPU cables will reach no problem. And then we are going to do the CPU cables. Oh, these are, oh, are these my CPU ones? Oh, these are PCIe. Where is my, to look for my CPU cable. This is my PCIe power. So two separate. Obviously, we want to run two separate power cables to the GPU because it's got two 8-pins. But where did I put my CPU? Oh, it's still in the case. It's still inside the case is why, my old case. Don't remember zip tying this, but I guess I did. So let's get my snippers here. If I can. So let's cut this out. Very dusty CPU power. Okay. Yeah, width. So width is like squish. So it's easier to squish out more plastic for that width than it is to actually uniformly deposit enough material for height. Because height has to do a lot with your flow, right? So 3 millimeters of layer height is quite a bit of flow, versus if your nozzle's really close down, it can make a lot of width. So that's why your width is a little bit more than your height is, because it's easier to get that width without increasing your flow by quite a bit. Nozzle can only output so much flow. This is our CPU, 4-pin CPU connector, which will go there. I may or may not cable those. It's pretty small, so we don't really have to worry about that. So one of the GPU power cables here. Plug that in. It's this way. Other GPU power here. I think it really matters which one I use for the end connector. These are kind of all really weirdly kind of ran these through each other from the factory, which is weird. But it's not a big deal. There we go. video card power, real easy. And we just got our motherboard here. All right, you just got a P1S and want to convert Ender 3. I think the Ender 3 NG on printables is probably one of the better Core XY projects. I think it's pretty well documented, but yeah, search Ender 3 NG, I think it is. Yes, you can definitely use external GPUs for laptops depending on what laptop you have. A fair amount of laptops have mini PCI Express slots, and you can get external GPU enclosures. Also, if your laptop has USB-C or Thunderbolt, you can get Thunderbolt external enclosures. Alienware has them. You can usually buy them used secondhand. Razer had an external GPU enclosure. You do want a modern laptop, though, that does have Thunderbolt that supports those GPUs. There is some DIY stuff out there. You can build external GPU enclosures too. Okay, so we need the bane of my existence power switch cables. And so we need to pull off this ASUS adapter. I don't usually do power lights or hard drive lights. We don't care. I just want a power switch is generally what I care about. So, probably going to have to look up because I don't remember what this one is. Reset. I don't recall which one here is the power switch, so I'll just Google the picture. So this is an ASRock. I think I have the E760M Pro. Okay, so the notch. I think it's this. All right. So we got motherboard power, video card. We have fans, most of the fans. I will get a pigtail for this guy. I'm just going to actually feed this out here for now. I think we got to do a power test. So we're going to plug in my monitor and make sure that this guy powers on. Get a power cable from over here. We are going to run power, just like so. You can't really see, but it comes out this back slot here in the case. I will switch the stream to my phone so I can read chat. There we go. And then I'm going to use this monitor here for my video. Oops. So we'll plug this into GPU. There we go. That's all I really care about. Power, video, and then I can unpower it off. There we go, we're powered up. Let's see if this thing powers on. Yep. I actually didn't know this had a blue LED. So let's switch my video here, make sure that everything is working. Is it 2? Yeah, there's my ASRock logo. We're booting into Windows. Oh, I know. Yeah, China ships to USA for free. It's dumb. I know exactly what you're talking about. Especially me being in Canada, it's really annoying that like there's stuff in the US warehouse that will not ship to Canada. It has to go from China to Canada. I don't know why, don't know what's going on with that, but it is what it is. So, yeah, this is working great. My fans though are not spinning. I think these need external power. Yeah. Well, they are spinning. There is a SATA connector in, or there is a Molex connector here. But I think it's for these. Is it for that or is it for something else? These fans are spinning though. Put them all on high. Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't even think I have a Molex. I gotta check my. Do I have my power supply box? I don't know actually. I'll have to look around, but I don't think that is fully necessary. We are live, Brian. Welcome, welcome. I'm actually just pretty much wrapping up the swap here. What was this? USB. This is my front USB, and I do have a adapter for USB 2 to USB 3. This is my audio connection at the front, which I'm not going to use. Yeah, that's nice cold air intake. This is for the third fan, which I'm not using right now. But both of those fans are spinning nicely. And I will have to get a splitter for this one because I don't think I have another header for that on ITX or on ITX motherboard. But that should be nice fresh air coming in to this case. I just need to do the USB 3.0. So I do have an adapter for USB 3.0 here, which I think I mangled a little bit, but should be okay. It's a cheapo one from Amazon. There we go. And then this will plug into the USB 3.0 port once the computer is off, and I should have USB 3 on here. And I can just plug this so I have a mouse. Quick here. There we go. We'll shut this down. And I'm going to unplug power. And we're going to plug in this USB 3.0 adapter. Like so. And I should have front USB now. Grab a memory USB here. Oops. And we will see if this USB works. It should. That will be a success. And yep, I see it popped up there. USB drive. Perfect. So I got my front USB hooked up to USB 3.0. So that's ready to go. I don't have any network cables connected or anything like that. So really easy swap, pretty much like a 30-minute swap over. This case is going to be much quieter and much cooler than my other case. If you guys are interested, I might stream a bit of Space Marine 2 tonight on Discord. If anyone is interested in watching some Space Marine 2 gameplay, I think I might stream a little bit of that on Discord tonight. Just hang out, that type of thing. So I'm going to put the panel on here, get it all under my desk, bolted up under my desk and all that kind of stuff, and then I'll start, just doing a little bit of Space Marine 2 stream. So good night, the Shrimp Father. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was a short little impromptu stream. I hope to stream this Saturday. We're going to do some build, some 3D printer build. I'll leave it as a surprise for now, but we'll be doing some of that on the weekend. And yeah, I'm going to hopefully plan on doing some Space Marine gaming tonight. So let me just flip my monitor back. And I will end the stream there, guys. Thanks for watching. And like I say, come on over and hang out on Discord if you want in, 30 minutes or so if you're at all interested. You will find out. You will find out. It's a really cool game. I beat Space Marine 1 recently here, and I just bought 2, so I'm excited to play that. So Good night, everyone, and catch me on Discord here in like 30 minutes or so.